This video is in a nutshell why I'm targeted by the eugenicists behind major corporations. This video is no less believable than the fact that both parties are corrupt, all three parties are corrupt, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, that sometimes police unfairly target individuals, groups, and families, okay, and that psychiatry has a long history of non-consensual experimentation and corruption. Okay, so let's touch on this, shall we? First of all, pharmaceutical companies pay for delay. It's known in some circles as pay for D, as they joke about how they control the population and control sex. They're eugenicists. Okay, pay for D, pay for delay. Second, intelligence testing, the IQ test, and mental health have a long history of working together. Even today, psychiatrists try to estimate the intelligence of their patients, and their methodology is highly flawed. This has everything to do with white supremacy, scientific racism, and some of the major things that have destroyed humanity in the world and turned people's breeding into animal breeding based on how much they favor white skin supremacy. Gang stalking is just a logical event that happens. It's logically going to happen in a corrupt world where there's cyberbullying already. People use technology. There's millions of cases of stalking every year, okay? And there's all kinds of cases of the abuse of authority, and there's harassment and political harassment. They basically can harass an individual who's fallen out of favor with impunity if they don't align themselves to any social or political group. Okay. Also, you cannot trust anybody who would testify against me or even on my behalf to a T, because they're only doing these things for political motivations. It's a highly political society, just like psychiatry is highly political. So, as I've diagnosed the planet, okay, I found even in underdeveloped nations, people are suffering from white cultural supremacy-based dissociative disorder. They are crazed. They disassociate with reality. It's like law enforcement, which of course is aware of my videos. There's 19 witnesses on record. I even pointed this out when I had less witnesses. I said I had 9 witnesses or something at the time. 19 witnesses on record to people harassing me and provoking me and trying to set me up, and even racial harassment. Okay. Obviously, they've caused me neurological and cognitive impairment over time, and it affects my speech patterns. They've also caused me eye problems, okay, and it affects me so much that I have to wear these glasses. Almost out of time. So basically, let's just shoot through this. In Igbo culture, in African culture, which is where Hebrew and all these other Middle Eastern cultures ultimately come from. That's why Hebrew is an Afro-Asiatic language, and many Semitic languages are. Okay, I don't have the list in front of me, but you can imagine. So the Ujoo means coward. It's a play on words for I, Jew, J-U. Juju means witchcraft. Okay, if any Jews don't obey the martial art order, okay, and understand that the martial artist is more in touch with reality, he has more sense, he transcends, the craftsman doesn't, the sage doesn't, the businessman doesn't, the martial artist, then they deal in witchcraft. That's why even in the Bible it says those who deal in sorcery are outside the gates. So even the word Jew implies that it's a worldly term for the non-transcendent person, and you must look for the real Jew, and that's a long story. It's also a play on words for I, Jah. Jah is also a witchcraft deity. He is not the true idea of God. Also pharmaceuticals, pharmakeia meaning sorcery, and pharmaceuticals linked to the idea of juju. All right, so we see the Ethiopian commonalities between the Igbo and